We are in the desert searching for a rose. And well, there is one. One which you might feel is black, but it's actually ruby velvet. That's the new color of the Mahindra XUV 7XO. And yes, I'm going to tell you all about this facelift of the SUV. But before I get to that, like, share, subscribe to Acco Drive for the latest automotive content. As I told you, this is the facelift of the XUV 700. The nomenclature has changed and so has some part of the design. Now, to begin with, this area, the DRLs that were there, they were earlier like claws. Now they are more like C-shaped DRLs, a compressed version of them. Looks pretty much similar to what you get on the Scorpio N. But well, Mahindra decided to go with it, so there it is. Not impressed by how it looks up front, but there is a bit of aggression. And Mahindra says that it has managed to add talons to the front grille design. Now, what are talons? Talons are basically what birds of prey have, and they help to catch prey. Well, so that's exactly what these represent. Interestingly, I'm not convinced about it because it just looks like chrome and just a dash of something else. It doesn't look XUV 700 enough, I feel. Again, a lot has changed up front, especially in the front design, because it's now more pedestrian safety oriented, which is why you have a kind of a different approach to design when it comes to the front, and you have a bit of muscle on the bonnet as well. Now, here is another thing. You have fog lamps, which are like jewel type elements down here. They do stand out, no doubt about it. But then again, you have straight lines here and then you suddenly have a square there. So a curve and then some squares doesn't really add up in the overall design. But anyway, talking about all of that, you kind of miss how the XUV 700 looked. It was more aggressive. It was in your face. This one looks like a very diluted version of all of that. Some things though needed to be constant. The one thing that has not changed is the side profile. In fact, the fact remains that this is the only possible way it has identified with the 7XO. Well, I guess even the car agrees with that, or rather the 7XO agrees with that. It's pretty much similar to what it was earlier. The silhouette remains same, which is why it again becomes identifiable to the current crop of owners that the XUV 700 has, who want to evolve to a 7XO. On the wheels, you have 19 inches here, but you also have 17 inches which are on the base variant, and you get 18 inch as well. So 17 to 19 inch, that's the options you get. The wheel well actually is filled up very nicely thanks to those larger set of tires. 17 inch might look a tad bit smaller, but well, we'll see how the AX or the base variant looks like in the flesh sometime very soon. But again, it looks extremely good. But one thing I want to point out here is this part. Now, when I reviewed the XEV 9S, I had told you that this part is going to have a bit of a similarity to the 7XO. And it's exactly that. This entire panel is shared with the XEV 9S. So yes, we got that spot on before anyone else. But there are a few things that we would have wanted the rear to look like. It could have been a little nicer. The rear is simple, but could a connected tail light have made things interesting? Maybe. It's a chance missed, I feel. The powertrains too do not change. It's the same turbocharged petrol and diesel units, but I got behind the diesel manual because that's likely to be the most sought after one, given how packed it is with features in the base variant. The engine options on this one remain unchanged. It's the same diesel engine, 2.2 liter diesel that makes its way here, and same amount of power, 184 bhp. But obviously there's a difference between the torque that is generated in the manual transmission and the automatic version. So this one that we are driving is of course the manual, which provides around 420 Newton meters of torque. Now, I have to say this, that in that entire segment, this one makes the most power, because even if you take something like the Tata Safari or even the MG Hector or the Hector Plus, they do make less power than this one. So Mahindra does have an advantage there, and these engines are pretty much refined. Yes, the diesel engine noise does creep into the cabin, just above 2500 RPM, but it's not bad, frankly. It's basically what you expect from a Mahindra, but compared to the earlier version, yeah, there is a big difference in this one. Now, as far as transmission goes, you kind of get that power early because it starts at around 1600 RPM and it stays up to 3500 RPM. So yes, there's a big band where there is enough and more power for you, and it does respond. Now when it comes to the gears, they do slot in very well. But could it have been smoother? Yes, it could have been smoother. And you know that feeling of actually slotting in? Something that Maruti has managed to do phenomenally well. That's not the feeling that you get here. It's still a bit crude, still a bit rough on the edges, but it's not bad. Now, the only problem that I have in this entire thing is the clutch travel. It still remains to be long, and it is tiresome. You drive more than 200 kilometers in a day and it's just going to tire you out. Especially if you're doing stop-start traffic, it's going to be just crazy. Because the long travel of the clutch is really going to play a number on your knees. It could have been shorter for sure. Now, the one place where Mahindra has really worked hard on is suspension. And I'm talking about the evolution from, say, the 500 to the 700 and now the 7XO. It has gradually come to a place where it now is looking at its very best. The 7XO truly has been worked upon extremely well. The balance, the way in which it takes on even such bad roads with ease, I think that speaks a lot about how much Mahindra has worked on this car to give the people the utmost of comfort. Now there is a bad road coming ahead. I'll just make you understand how well it handles it. If you saw that, you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. Bad roads is not a problem anymore because this car will easily will glide through all of that, and that has been done meticulously. It's been worked on for 4 years and it's now come to a point. Tenneco is the company that has made it possible and has worked together with Mahindra on that. So yes, kudos to both those companies to make it happen. And somewhere down the line, you kind of start asking questions as to why other cars in this segment are not offering as good a package as far as the ride quality goes in their cars. Because this one clearly sets the benchmark. Technology was always a big play for the company, and now it has taken the next step. With the XUV 700, Mahindra had always fixated on the feature offerings that it had. It was always big when it comes to technology. This one is no different. In fact, it has taken it to another level, especially when it comes to packing it with technology. There is, in fact, a variant called Tech involved in this now. But let me just talk about the standard, or what does the base variant get? What features are standard on the car? The first thing that grabs your attention is this screen. That is standard. This push button start standard. Steering wheel with steering mounted controls, standard. So these three are absolutely part of standard equipment. You also get the driving modes that are again standard on the car. You have Adrenox, that is again standard on the car. You also get a whole bunch of features embedded in this, which become part of standard equipment. You really can't wrap around your head on this entire 3 display screen being standard on a car and available at a price of 13,66,000 rupees ex showroom. That means something for Mahindra and Mahindra customers, because it's just democratizing technology. That's exactly what you would expect from a car maker from India. It's great to see that happen, and can't wait to see how many people buy the base variant. Because again, the theory goes out that the base variant is just for the pricing. Clearly, with this one, it's not. All these 3 screens are very intuitive. A range of colors. Even if there is sunlight falling right on it, it still brightens up. And that is also because the pixelation part has been worked on. This is, I think it's extremely well done. And these 2 screens are important because these 2 screens play up what you want. So if I want to play a video, it will immediately play it for me. It's interesting how fast and how quick it works, especially with that. And again, you can make this a full screen, and it just works very simply. So a lot of innovation when it comes to the way these screens are being built in, a lot of attention to detail too, and of course the pricing at the end of the day matters a lot. So pricing this right makes it extremely important, and that's what Mahindra has been able to achieve. Of course, we want to unlock more more things from here, and we will eventually do something like a tech check on this, because it is extremely important. You can see all the built-in apps right now, and they make a lot of sense. In fact, it also has Adrenox on your phone as well. So if you have to check on how your car is doing, it pretty much tells you everything at the tap of a button. It's very simple, it's very innovative, and I think it's good to see Mahindra putting its best foot forward in a flagship car like this. The space remains the same, and the addition of the boss seat is welcome. The third row is still very much meant for kids only. And of course, there's the safety aspect. Mahindra has said that this one will get 5 stars at B NCAP, and that's how it is engineered. So, a big, bold statement. At 13,66,000 rupees, the XUV 7XO is quite the catch, though the diesel base variant begins from 14,96,000 rupees. It is still very much a big deal. The Safari does have something to worry about, because the 7XO in this new avatar sets the benchmark. And it's not just the feature options, but that ride quality. It's sublime, unmatched. Could the automatic variants be more affordable? Yes, for sure. But still, it packs a punch, and this move might even make some other manufacturers change their strategies.